On to number 5. I skipped over a couple because I would like to focus on number lines a little bit. So we're focusing on number 5. It asks us to draw a number line. In a notebook it would be better with a ruler, obviously. And it asks us to divide the number line to show twelfths, sixths, and quarters. So I'm kind of curious what you thought about that and how you strategized. We know that quarters, if I refer back to the circle graphs we know well, quarters are based on starting with a half and cutting the half in half. Sixths is starting with thirds and cutting each third in half. And then twelfths is starting with thirds and cutting them in half to make sixths, and then cutting those in half again. Another way that you can think about that is to start with, oops, that's way too big. Start with quarters and divide each quarter into thirds. And these should be basically the same. Okay, so on this number line, it's asking us to make quarters, sixths, and twelfths. I'm going to do the quarters in black. First, I'm going to cut the number line in half, and then each half in half makes quarters. The question is asking us for 3 quarters. So I'm going to label 3 quarters here. And I'm going to think about this concept here, this one where I started with quarters and divided each quarter into 3 to make twelfths. Okay, so each of these is a twelfth, and I need 11 of them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's our twelfths. Now sixths. I can think about sixths as being, if a twelfth is cutting sixths in half, then sixths would be combining 2 twelfths together. I hope that makes sense. 1 twelfth is 1 twelfth. 2 twelfths is how we made a sixth in the first place. Remember? Thirds. Oops, sorry. Thirds, cut them in half to make sixths, and then cut the sixths in half to make twelfths. So then if I was to think about the twelfths in groups of 2, I'm going to do this temporarily. That's 2 twelfths. That would be 1 sixth. This is 2 twelfths. That would be another sixth. Another sixth. Another sixth. Another sixth. And the last sixth. So this is 1 sixth. This is 2 sixths. 3 sixths. 4 sixths. 5 sixths, and of course 1 is 6 sixths, and 12 twelfths, and 4 quarters. Okay, so my sixths, I need 4 sixths, and I need 5 sixths. So I'm going to label both of those. 4 sixths is here, 5 sixths is here, and we previously labeled 3 quarters and 11 twelfths. So here they are in order. 4 sixths, 3 quarters, 5 sixths, and 11 twelfths. The question asks me to order the fractions from least to greatest. I'm going to bet that probably half of you ordered them greatest to least. Just make sure you always read the question, least to greatest. I'll write them down here. 4/6, 3/4, 5/6, and 11/12. And if you want to be fancy, you can do this. You can do this. All different ways to show your thinking. Okay, I hope that helps.